Friday evening, little mini vlog for the weekend. Right, as you can see, we've got the Evoke in the workshop. Now, goodness me, what have we got happening? So, my Defender is still at the dealership. It's been there a couple of weeks now, getting on for. So there is a problem with the wade sensors, which are actually parking sensors in the mirrors that look down. Now, I was all ready to fit the side steps. We got the side steps out already. And I thought it was just going to be a question of changing the wade sensor, which is a parking sensor, but they couldn't get me in when I first had the problem for a few weeks, and it's in the middle of the pandemic, and I thought, well, why don't I just buy a parking sensor for the mirror and swap it over and see, because it said there was an error message on the screen that came up sometimes that said wade sensor blocked. So I thought, well, it's just a parking sensor, it can't be that big a deal. And I swapped it in that one, didn't work, so then took it out, swapped it in that one, didn't work. So I thought, right, better get it down there at dealer and get some diagnostics done on it. I was hoping it'd be a quick fix. Now, they got a bit upset with me, quite rightly, because I'd taken the mirrors. They could see I'd had the mirror covers off, and they could see that I'd broken one of the little tabs on one of the clips. They're funny clips, I'll show you to them. And they've got like a little red insert that you have to pull out, and you have to pull it. It's tiny, and it's really fiddly, and I've just broken it, and so they were like, Simon, you shouldn't mess with these things. And they're right, but it's kind of what I do. So it's kind of tricky. And if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have the money to buy the car from them. So they said, okay. But apparently we've got a problem and they're not sure what it is. So, and obviously so they're doing their best to fix it, and they're supporting and working with me. And so I'm left guessing what the problem could be. But an interesting thing is that this obviously isn't a Defender, but on the Defender, the parking sensor combined wave sensor module lives underneath the carpet in the footwell. And I think it's kind of tricky to take the carpet out the Defender because it's like a tricky one-piece plastic wipe clean thing. Now, of course, my head is spinning with, and I'm not sure they can get the module. They're trying to get the module and swap the module in and see if that'll fix it. But there are some things, okay? So, one thing I worried, when I took it wading, where most of these cars have got these sort of door sensors, these door connectors, where the wiring goes in. When I opened my door, the water gushed out when we took it, and I'm worried about whether this connector here, albeit on the Defender, where all your wire, whether that is above or below the wade height. Now, the other thing is, to be fair to Land Rover, it might not be anything to do with them, because I think it's a fault on the left side. Now, we had those two left-hand doors replaced by a Land Rover approved workshop. So it's all a bit of a muddle at the moment, but I will let you know if it's something I've messed up, if it's something the body's messed up, if it's something Land Rover have done. We will keep you in the loop. But that's why we've got no new Defender videos, which is quite annoying because we got some cool new Defender stuff that I need to video. Right. So this week we launched the Range Rover Sport tailgate strip. Let's go and have a look at the Range Rover Sport. So there she is. She's looking great at the moment, the Range Rover Sport. And someone's asking, can you do an unlock sequence just so we can see how it works when you unlock it? So here you go. Unlock it. And there you go. You can see that come on there. And that comes on with sort of the light sequence. I'm not even sure how long the lights stay on for when you open up the car. But there you go. So that does come on with the light. We've also now got the brake video done. And I'll put the link there if anyone wants to watch the brake connection video. We had to route the cable up. I didn't publish it as a video because most people aren't going to want to do it. But let me see if I can. I'm here alone on a Friday evening. Let me see if I can rest. If I rest the camera there you go, on a shelf. Now I'll just show you the brake. The lights have gone off already. So that opening sequence. Let's have a look whether you get a lock sequence as well. I should know this stuff. No, you don't. Alright, so there you go. There's the unlock sequence. Right, I'll just do the brakes now. So there we go. That hopefully you could see the brake light. It does work. It does come on just a little brighter. It's quite subtle. It's not too... I got no idea how that looked on the camera, but we'll have a look at that. Right. A lot of people are saying, will you make this for other models? Well, I can tell you the Evoke is well in production. We've got the pictures and we've done all the CAD data for the Evoke one, so that will be coming. A lot of people have said, can you make this smoked? Now, we have talked with the factory and it has to sort of diffuse the light. And they haven't been ultra supportive. They've been a little, but they are now making noises that we can get this smoked. So we are working to get this smoked. It's not, I mean, obviously if you've got the sport badge, the red sport badge, it does match that. And we've got the smoke lights. And if you have the red lights, it does match that a little bit more. Right, let's get back and have a look at the Evoke. So, we're going to try and get the dash cam installed, done on the Evoke. We're going to get the Evoke cleaned up. We'll try and do some Evoke sort of videos as well this week, because we haven't got the Defender to distract us. What else were we going to do? We do have the new Defender side repeaters, which we were going to try for the mirror. We've got a dynamic Defender. We did give a bit of a leak out to that. New Defender mods, put that on their Instagram. We will try and get those listed this week. Yes, back to the... So there we go. So I've got another sat-nav to install in the Evoke. We are going to try... We will get the Bernard box listed this week. So the Bernard box is if you want to put the Garmin or a camera that doesn't have a full 12-volt supply, self-regulating parking mode. We will get that. Bernard's delivered those to us, so we will get the Bernard board going this week. We got some people asking for the connector for the back of the Defender, where we've got that reverse light upgrade. We're out of stock at that of the moment. We're waiting for another batch of lights to come in, and we've now prototyped a 3D printed housing that will do it. We've also been looking at some of the phone chargers, and we're working with Tim to see if we can get some phone chargers for wireless phone charger upgrades done for the Rover Sport and the L494. We've been working on that, or I say we, Julian's been working on that this week. Anything else interesting going down this week? Let's have a look. One other thing, everyone's saying to me, where's your wireless camera? Well, there's a story. So this is one of these DJI Osmo Pocket 2 cameras. And luckily I took out the optional insurance with it. Now, what I did was I put it down. Obviously this is in its case, but I put the camera down on the table, and it's quite tall and top heavy. So I sort of put it down like so. And after a certain period of time, the gimbal parks itself of non-use. So I just put it down, meaning to pick it up again. And what happened was the gimbal parked itself and caused it to fall. And it sort of did some like lemming style leap and landed on the ground and was no good. So they've actually, DJI, fair play to them, they've replaced it with a brand new one. So the better quality sound will be here next week. But obviously I haven't got Tyler working this evening, so we will get on with that. The final Defender mold plate sample is ready. I've got that up in the office, so I've got to try that. But again, I'm waiting for the Defender to come back. Got a lot waiting on the Defender. We got a bunch of Tesla stuff over here as well. We got some new Defender. We're going to look at the Tesla mud flaps. We've got the jacking point for the Tesla. So we need to get and have a play with the Tesla. George and I were out driving the Tesla last night, doing the Tesco grocery pickup, and we were using the auto headlights, and it's quite interesting. I'll do a video on it. That the one thing the Land Rover Defender did really well was when it goes from dip beam to main beam, it sort of goes, but the Tesla's not as good, and it goes bam, and it just goes bam, 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 and it's quite interesting. So I'll try and do some more Tesla videos, and we might try and compare some tech to the Defender and the Tesla. Obviously there's some things the Tesla does really well, but there's other things where, just like that auto high beam, and the Wi-Fi reception is not good on the Tesla. It's much better on the Defender. So we'll try and do a little comparison. Again, we need the car back, but for now we will do some. So if there's any Evoke videos you need doing, we have bought the bits for doing the hull decks for doing a service on the hull decks at the rear. So we might do some other stuff on that. But yeah, I've got to do the rear. It's in here now. It's got its rear tailgate open and out because we've got to just work out the wiring for that rear number plate illumination bit. So we're busy on that at the moment. Right, have a good weekend and we will catch you next week.